everybody. Today we are going to talk about debt payoff strategies and what I'm going to be using to pay off our debt. We did have a debt video that was posted last week, and I wanted to make a follow-up as to what we're doing and how we're going to pay off this debt. Hi everybody, my name is Wendy, and this is my channel, Budget Pumpkin. I'm on a journey to becoming debt-free, and I'm going to do that by making better financial decisions, one baby step at a time. On this channel, we're going to talk about things like budgeting, cash stuffing, planning, dealing with debt, and some savings challenges. If you'd like to follow along, please subscribe, like, and make a comment in the video. Thanks for being here. Okay, there are two main methods to pay off debt. Let me move this because it's gonna bump my notebook. So there's two main methods. Okay, the first one they call the snowball. This is effective from an accomplishment standpoint. The other is called the avalanche. And this one makes more sense to be able from like a financial standpoint. So we're going to go over both of these. What I'm going to do myself is actually kind of a hybrid between these two. But what you do is with the snowball, what you're going to do is well, for both of them actually, you need to, excuse me, my chair likes to squeak. You need to find out how much you owe, what your minimum payment is, and then what your interest rate is. So once you've done that, you organize your debts for the snowball method, lowest balance to highest balance, and that gives you your priority, regardless of interest rate. And for the examples here, I'm not really going to get into calculating the interest rate. There's a really great website called bankrate.com where they have like debt payoff calculators that you can do. And you can do this method with any debt. I'm going to do it with our credit card debt. Our home, the interest rate's low enough that we're not thinking about refinancing or anything like that anytime soon. And we have a low payment because we bought during the last market downturn, so that was a good decision on our part. But in my car, we do make payments on my car. I'm not considering that a debt because it's at 0% interest. So we're going to focus on paying these credit cards off first. And then also my husband does have student loans from nursing school. So we're going to not take that into consideration because they're in deferment right now. And then he actually has to start and do post-graduation work. So his loans are going to be in deferment inevitably, which, as long as he's in school, which is going to give us time to work on paying down this credit card debt, and I'm trying to be very aggressive with it, so then when his student loans come through, we'll be able to pay them off quickly. So we have 6 credit cards that we're carrying a balance on right now. With the snowball method, we are going to pay them from lowest balance to highest balance. So the first card we're going to pay off is credit card number 6. And that has a balance of $3,177.04. The second credit card we'll pay off using this method will be credit card number 2. And that one has a balance of $6,911.76. The third credit card we're going to focus on is credit card number 4. And that has a balance of $7,995.15. The 4th credit card we are going to focus on using this method will be credit card number 1, which has $16,446.59. And then lastly, the 5th credit card we're going to focus on paying off is our credit card number 3, which has a balance of $16,913.23. So this will be the order to pay off. So what happens is, when we start our snowball, and we have all the minimum payments on these. Credit card number 6 is $100. Credit card number 2 is $300, and then these two we both pay $650 a month. So all told, we pay $2,000 a month towards credit card. I'm going to say minimum payments because I do round up on the minimum payment. So we're paying more than the minimum on all of the cards, but we're going to put most of our focus on credit card number 6. So what we do is, on this card, so our balance, our minimum payment is $100. And we have a balance, and I'm just going to kind of use round numbers. We'll say $3,200. Once this balance becomes 0, okay, now mind you, we're still paying the minimum payment on all of our other credit cards, but this is how you focus the money to pay it off. So our next credit card is credit card number 2. I'll write this here, number 6. Can you guys see that okay? Get a little closer. Our next card is credit card number 2. And we're just going to say that we owe a balance of $7,000. Our minimum payment on this is $300. Minimum. Now, once this card is paid off, this $100 minimum is going to come down here. And we're going to start paying $400 on this card. Once the balance on this card reaches 0, our focus shifts to the next one we need to pay off, which is credit card number 4. And we're going to say, round up, say our balance on that's $8,000. Okay. Our minimum payment on this card is $300. Once we pay off this card, this $400 comes down here, and we're going to start putting $700 on this card. So you can see the money that we're paying out each month is not going down. We are we're already used to paying that money to pay the credit card. So then, and as you can see, you start to gain momentum. It's kind of like a snowball rolling downhill. That's why they call it the snowball method. When the balance on this one reaches 0, okay, then we're going to focus on credit card number 1. And we'll say that the balance on this one is $16,500. Okay, our minimum payment on this is $650. Okay, Once we get ready to start paying this one down, we're going to start paying $1,350 on this card. And remember, again, while we're doing this, we are still making the minimum payments on these cards. We're just talking about where we focus and shift our payments as we start paying cards off. Once the balance on this one gets to 0, we're going to focus on our last card, which is credit card number 3. We're going to say our balance on that one is $17,000. Our minimum payment on this is $650 per month. Once that's paid off, this $1,350 moves down. And then we will be making a $2,000 payment on this each month until it's paid off. So as you see, is just like the snowball rolling down the hill, you pay off your lowest card, and then you start getting momentum. Now, the avalanche method is similar, but it's going to change the order in which we pay off things, because in the avalanche method, you actually look at the interest rates of what you're paying off. So if we go by this method, the first credit card we're going to pay off is credit card number 1. Because the interest rate on credit card number 1 is 29.74%. The second card we're going to pay off or focus on in this method is credit card number 4 at 27.65%. Credit card number 3, or I'm sorry, the third card we're going to pay off would be credit card number 2 at 26.24%. Then we will focus on credit card number 6 at 24.74%. And then our last card would be credit card number 3 at 17.74%. Now, we've had discussions before about the debt, why we have the debt. And basically what it boils down to is during COVID, we were just in a really bad mental space. Unemployed, underemployed. So I do like to make this caveat that we do own our debt. We know that we're in debt, and we're working our way out of debt. So I'm sure that there are a lot of other people that are in this situation as well. And so I'm trying to be open with all of you as my accountability partners on this channel, because you're not alone. And I know that there are people out there like me. And I know that I'm not alone either. But sometimes it helps if someone comes forward with their story, and then that way we can come together and support each other. And I think that's what it's all about. It's all about supporting each other. It's not about shaming. I can shame myself enough for the situation that we're in, or we can, because it is both of our doing. But this is where we are, and this is the hole that we're trying to dig out of. So the avalanche method states you pay 29.74% interest off first. So on this one, we have a $650 minimum on credit card number 1. And our balance is $17,000. Once this balance becomes 0, which is going to take a super long time. Like, here's the problem. This balance is a 16.5. Not much of a difference, but this is where people get stuck because you're paying off this high interest rate, and yes, financially it does make sense to do that. But paying $650 a month against this debt when you're being charged, you know, the interest and everything on it, it's going to take a very, very long time for you to make traction on this debt. So based on this method, the second card we're going to focus on then is credit card number 4 at 27.65%. We owe $8,000 on it. And our minimum payment is $300. So 300 plus 650, we're going to pay $950 on this debt. Once this becomes 0, we're going to focus on credit card number 2 at 26.24% and a balance of, we rounded up to $7,000. This has a minimum payment of $300 a month. And then we're going to take this $950 and add it. So then we're going to pay $1,250 per month after we get these paid off. And you know that this is going to take forever to pay this huge card off, right? So the fourth one on this method we would follow be credit card number 6. Once this becomes 0, credit card number 6, 24.74%. And we owe, we're saying $3,200. Okay. Minimum on this one is $100. We're going to add the $1,250. So we're paying about $1,350 per month. And then once the balance on this one reaches 0, we're going to do credit card number 5. The fifth one would be credit card number 3. The balance on that one is $17,000. And the minimum payment on this one is $650 plus that $1,350 equals $2,000. Now, if you were to take these numbers and plug them into Bankrate or debt calculator, you can see which way it goes, what's going to take longer and what's not. To me, and this is actually a method that quite a few financial people suggest, is the snowball method, because it is more mentally, you know, I'm going to, even at $100 and any extra money I can throw at my debt, $3,200 is a lot more manageable to pay off than $17,000, even at the $650 per month. So I'm actually going to be using the snowball method to pay our debt off, mostly because I like the momentum that we get by paying off the smaller debts first. It seems like it's more attainable, more conquerable. Although this will save you money in the long run on interest. So we're going to go, next we're going to go to the computer and we're going to plug these numbers into Bankrate, their debt calculator, and then we're going to kind of see an analysis of It'll tell you how long you have to pay things off, or how long it'll take, how much interest, and all those things. So it's really interesting to do, and it's a really good tool to have in your toolbox when you are deciding what you want to do and how you want to pay all these things off. So, okay, so we're back. I've got Bankrate pulled up. Bankrate has a great calculator for the avalanche repayment method, and I also have from Dave Ramsey, he does the snowball method, so I have that one pulled up also in a separate tab. If you go to Bankrate and you scroll down, and it says see all calculators, and then you want to do the debt payoff calculator. If you do a credit card debt oh my goodness, credit card debt calculator or payoff calculator, that's good for one. But if you do the debt payoff calculator, you can do this for multiple cards. So what I did was I went ahead and pre-filled this in with all of our credit cards. I rounded up all the amounts that we owe to the next dollar, and put in all of our interest rates. And if we, actually, I'm gonna put a 0 here. If we don't pay any extra money, oh, sorry, this one is $100. If we don't pay any extra money on our cards, it's going to take us 41 months to pay down our debt using the avalanche method, which, remember, the avalanche method is where you pay the highest interest rate first. I want to try and pay an extra $100 a month. And so if we do that, $100 or more a month, we're looking at 36 months to pay down all of our debt. Now, if you scroll down, these are, it creates pay schedules for you. So on credit card number 1, that extra $100, we're going to pay on credit card number 1. And we're going to end up having that paid off in February of 2026. And credit card number 2, if we just make the minimum payment and we're not going to put anything extra on credit card number 2, we'll have that paid off in February of 2026. Credit card number 3, they're telling us, and again, this is the avalanche method, so we prioritize the highest interest rate first. Credit card number 3 will pay off in March of 2026, just paying the minimum payment. Credit card number 4. So after we're done paying credit card number 1 in February of 2026, it wants us to put the extra money here, and we'll pay off that credit card in April of 2026. And then credit card number 6, it wants me to keep making that $100 minimum payment every month until February of 2026, and then I'll have that paid off by May. So that's how it works, although I am focusing on paying off credit card number 6 first, just because and one of the reasons why Dave Ramsey suggests this is when you do the snowball method as opposed to the avalanche method. The avalanche method is kind of like a long game. Yes, it will save you money, but the snowball method gives you like some quick wins, right? It gives you quick wins so that you can make sure that you stay motivated, right? Like, paying on this, it's gonna take me at $750 a month, and my minimum payment $650. It's gonna take me almost 3 years just to pay off this card. Now, once I pay off this big card, though, the other cards, I mean, in 2 of 2026, February, between February and May of 2026, I'll end up with all of my cards paid off. So that's why I think they're suggesting that we do the snowball method, because, well, it's going to take us, almost 3 years to get any kind of win and pay anything off on the avalanche method. So if you go to Dave Ramsey's website and you go to free tools, and he has right here is the debt snowball calculator. So what I did was I did the debts and added them, And I already have that all typed in. So once you have everything typed in, you can put in your income if you want, and an additional payment. I'm gonna go ahead and just put 0. So if I don't pay anything extra, July of 2026, which would be about 41 months. It's probably gonna be next, you know, kind of a wash. Extra monthly payment, I'm gonna put 100 in here, just like we did on the other site. And oh, I'm sorry, October 2027 would be our debt-free date. Let me see. Payments, if we use the snowball method, okay, debt-free by July 2026. So then we're gonna do an extra $100 here. Is there a recalculation? Let me go back here and put that in down here. Get our debt-free date of April of 2026. So again, this is gonna be, we're already in May, so maybe 35 months. It doesn't give you a payoff schedule. It tells you the difference between snowball and avalanche and different terms. So these are both great resources to figure out what you want to do. Like I said, we're going to use the snowball method. And there is room for, you know, auto, car loans, student loans, other debts. So like I said, I'm using the snowball method, but I wanted to show you a couple different ways to calculate your debt, so then that way you can make a more educated choice about your own finances. So that's where we are. So hopefully I'll be able to end up paying more. I mean, if using this method, if I can scrape together an extra $200 per month, February of 2026, I did actually on credit card number 6. I did take our entire tax return and throw it at that. So I know that our debt payoff time is going to be lower than this. But you just make sure you're, you know, write out all your debt, your minimum, you know, your credit card names, your amount you owe, your minimum payments, and then the interest rate, and then see what you can do. Also, my minimum payments, what I pay, what I tell you guys that I pay is what I pay, but it is also slightly more, like I've rounded up my minimum payments, so I am paying a little bit extra on each credit card to try and get that down a little bit faster. So, well, I like this, and I like that it kind of gives you this great summary. I do like this very good breakdown of the avalanche method. And you could probably, you know, if you're an Excel whiz, you could probably program an Excel spreadsheet to do this, which I have done in the past. So this is where it is and what we're going to do. And like I said, we're still working on it, and we're going to throw out extra money at this debt to get us out of the situation that we're in. So thank you for being here, and thank you for being an accountability partner, and I will see you on the next video.